The author takes a dig at the readers and explains how he has noticed netizens being interested in stories where they get to live their lives as a game. A boy is sitting wondering all this when soon a friend of his arrives and asks him why he is serious. The guy turns out to be our character's old friend, Shin, who learned Taekwondo and the Korean traditional martial arts. Seonal has won gold medals in the past, and because of that, he doesn't have to worry about getting into college. Besides, it's prominently written over Shin's head that he is a level 25 and the successor of the Chunbu family. Our character then gets introduced as Jihan Han, a poor guy who happens to have the power of being a gamer. One day, Jihan's mom asks him to get some tofu and suddenly a quest screen appears in front of him. Although a quest screen must appear when someone is playing a game, with Jihan, it appears every day. The quest screen shows Jihan the task he has been just assigned, which is to get some tofu. As a reward, Jihan will get 500 plus experience points, and his closeness with his mom will increase as well. Jihan then accepts the quest with an annoying demeanor as he is tired from this quest screen. He proceeds to make his way out to get some tofu. There, we discover that Jihan is a level 4. Jihan then wonders why all this is happening and recalls how his level went up a while ago when he was solving a quest. Although Jihan is not sure why all this is happening and why he is being treated like a game character, what he is sure of is that he has acquired the power of being a gamer. Jihan then makes his way back home where we are introduced to his mother, Jeong-suk. However, the weird thing about Jeong-suk is that everything except for her name is shown in question marks over her head, and this leads Jihan to wonder if his mother is special. Later, Jihan finishes his meal and is ready to back to his room, but gets assigned another task from Jeong-suk to wash dishes. Jihan proceeds to do the assigned task and goes over to study, although he is not very good at it. Soon when Jihan is done studying, he gets informed that he has gained intelligence by 1 point for studying hard. Jihan is aware that a human being sometimes uses superpowers when they are in unexpected trouble. But the thing is that it is only sometimes that they do that. Heroes in comics and stuff can do it, but Jihan believes that an ordinary man like him can do nothing if he is to get into an unexpected situation. Although it is hard to say that Jihan is ordinary, he does not have any superpower other than the fact that he gets assigned tasks as if he were a game character. Oh, and this time, Jihan is in an unexpected and unfortunate situation where he has encountered a two-headed dog. On the other side of the fight is a red-haired girl, Shion, who is level 32 and has the title of Spirit Flame Fighter. Moreover, the two-headed dog is being controlled by Hwan, who is level 46 and has the title of Black Summoner. Jihan realizes that his priority should be getting out of that place since he does not want to get caught in the crossfire, so he makes a run for it. Meanwhile, Shion and Seongan start going back and forth with one another and Shion questions Seongan as to why he attacked her. In response, Jeonggan reveals that he was trying to test her out but soon decides that there is no time for conversation. Seongan then commands his two-headed dog to engage in a fearsome fight with Shion. At the same time, Jihan is trying to escape from there but accidentally steps up on the slime created by Seongan. Seongan then warns Shion that if she tries to run, then he will rip Jihan apart and kill him. Thereupon, Jihan is granted a new skill of observation and upon using it, he discovers that the slime is actually from a demonic realm and is level 16. Moreover, the slime can make itself as hard as steel and strengthen its power. Furthermore, the slime is known as black slime and has a devil aura. Seongan then asks Shion to not worry and explains that if she fights with full power then he won't hurt Jihan in any way. Seongan again sends his two-headed dog to attack Shion, but this time, she uses the Rising Dragon Punch and knocks it out. Shion then proceeds to use the Spirit Flame martial arts first skill, Spirit Flame Burst. Jihan shouts and tells Shion to be careful, but it has already been too late and Shion manages to burst the black slime into pieces. Seongan comments that this is what he wanted to see. Seongan then decides to test out the limit of Shion's abilities and proceeds to perform a new summoning. Seeing this, Jihan realizes that Seongan is about to summon something else and that he has to get out of there. Jihan is aware of the fact that he has to do something about the slime first if he wants to get out of there, so he tries to use his strength to rip it apart but fails to do so. Suddenly, Jihan is granted a new skill called Tear Off. In this skill, Jihan can get a boost of 30% in his strength when he is trying to tear something off. Jihan then proceeds to use the newly acquired ability, but the dumbness gets the better of him. Jihan forgot that he was mid-air when he was caught by the slime and now that he has torn it apart, he falls to the ground. But, unexpectedly, Jihan doesn't get hurt at all due to the fall damage. It isn't just Jihan who falls from mid-air, it is the black slime as well and a hole is formed in the ground due to its impact. Seeing that, Jihan realizes that if he makes one wrong move, his life might end right there and then. Jihan then notices that the black slime moves in a certain order of patterns, so he might have a chance. Soon, Jihan receives a notification that his level of observation has been increased, prompting Jihan to wonder if it is because he noticed the pattern of the black slime's movement. Jihan then uses the newly leveled up observation skill and discovers that the black slime had a decrease in his HP by 100 points. With some calculations, Jihan realizes that he can kill the black slime with 11 more strikes. Jihan is aware that running is the best option, but he also recalls when Seongjin mentioned about it being a protected place. This has made Jihan believe that there must be some other way to get out of this place except just normally walking out. Jihan sees that it is time for him to survive, and that one wrong move could mean that he will die. So, with a careful mind and with precise movements, Jihan proceeds to battle the black slime. After showing quite an efficiency in the unparalleled power balance battle, Jihan manages to impressively bring the black slime to 20% HP left. After tearing off the black slime, Jihan gets rewarded 1290 X points along with 2 level ups. Jihan is quite impressed by the points awarded for killing the slime and soon thinks about how he has been leveling up so slowly in the past after carrying out daily life quests. This is when Jihan realizes that hunting is much better than small quests. Soon, Jihan turns around and sees Shion fighting off a humongous grasshopper and even managing to defeat it. Seeing this, Jihan wonders if he will be able to pull out such a thing when he is on the same level as Shion. Jihan then wonders where Seongjin is since he cannot be seen anywhere. Shortly after, Shion makes her way closer to Jihan and her sudden arrival catches Jihan off guard. Shion then proceeds to approach Jihan, prompting him to wonder why she is doing so. Shion then asks Jihan what he is and comments that the black slime is not something that an ordinary man can kill. Shion is trying to find out how Jihan managed to kill off such a beast, and soon Jihan begins to think of ways to make Shion understand. Jihan realizes that if he is to tell Shion that he has the powers of being a gamer, then she would make fun of it. But then again she uses flame punches herself, which is unbelievable enough. However, Jihan decides to not answer Shion's question. Towards the end, Shion manages to find out Jihan's name and age and that he has some power. And before Jihan can ask her any question, Shion flies off. Suddenly, cracks start appearing, and the invisible dome breaks, leaving Jihan back in the real world. Jihan then makes his way to school where he is beaten up by his teacher, Ki-hyun-do, who is a level 15. Ki-hyun is not a bad person but tends to get mad if someone doesn't do things the right way. Jihan is then asked by Ki-hyun to take place in his seat, where Jihan is approached by Seonal, who asks him if he is okay after taking a beating. Seonal then asks Jihan why he was late even after knowing that Ki-hyun would get mad. Thereupon, Jihan thinks to himself that the unexpected incidents led him to be late, and now Jihan is unwanting to get involved in any protected place fights anymore, so he decides to find out more about his acquired powers. Jihan is wondering how he can bring the skill list screen in front of him, but then he thinks about how he was able to use his tear-off skill just by saying the name of that skill. So, Jihan says the term status screen and the screen pulls up in front of him. Jihan sees an inventory section on that screen, tries to use it, and successfully manages to store a pen. It is then that Jihan realizes that his abilities are greater than he thought and that it's not just about solving quests and doing level ups. While Jihan is lost in his thoughts concerning his acquired abilities, the maths teacher arrives and scolds Jihan for not focusing. The teacher then asks Jihan to show his hands and proceeds to hit it 5 times with a ruler. Upon the first hit, Jihan's physical endurance skill kicks in, and its level gets increased. Later, Jihan is walking his way back while not remembering anything that he did in school since he was too involved in inquiring about his powers. However, there are a few things that Jihan managed to find out, and one of them is that if Jihan repeats a specific action, some skill is created. The second thing that he found out is that Jihan's body is close to that of a game character. And the third thing he discovered is that Jihan has a couple of skills that he didn't know about. One of them is the skill that kicks in after getting hit by the teacher, and the other skill is where Jihan has a problem, and that is that there is something weird about his body. When Jihan feels any pain, it is only for that time and it goes away when his HP regenerates. Moreover, Jihan has 2 more skills that he doesn't know of. One of them is Gamer's Spirit, where he feels calm after seeing unexpected things, and the other is Gamer's Body, where the body lives the reality as a game. The protection space is something that is still bothering Jihan though. Later, Jihan uses his observation skills to find out more about objects around him, and soon he takes a baseball bat to check out some of his skills. Jihan starts hitting a tree with the bat, all the while leveling up his newly acquired skills. But soon he runs out of his mana energy. Jihan then discovers that his mana will be full in 100 minutes and realizes that he has to work on making the recovery speed faster.